Welcome back to Design with Miyoshi. We're going to do the last of the auxiliary views today.
But first, I want to thank Northwest Technical Products for sponsoring this video. If you are part of an educational institution in Washington, Alaska, Oregon, Idaho, or Montana, contact Northwest Technical Products for all your SolidWorks and other technical needs. Thanks, Andrew, and all the crew at Northwest Technical Products.
So here we go. Start with a new part. And it'll come up here eventually. Okay, so just like always, we're going to do sketch, sketch. We're going to do this one on the top plane. Top plane, there we go, top plane. And I'm just going to make some lines here. I'm going to make the origin be the top left corner. So I'll start here. I'll make a little rectangle. Well, not a rectangle. Come over this way. And actually, let's do this. We'll end the chain, come from this edge, and come down. And there we have it. Select, right click and select. Oh, one more line. Go from here. Oh, there we go, horizontal. Now right click, select. And there we have it. Now I'm just going to make a circle. And I'm going to put the circle in here kind of willy-nilly, if you will. And go from there. Okay. Now, what you want to do with this is we want to go ahead and dimension it. So let's start dimensioning. We're going to make this guy 2 inches. And we're going to add some relations. We're going to make this guy and this guy equal. And we'll also make this guy and this guy equal. Okay? Now, let's start dimension the circle. Check real quick, see what that circle is. Radius of 1. So it's a diameter of 2. And again, I can come in here, and I don't like it to be the diameter because it's going to eventually be a radius. Let's put a radius there. And okay, and it's got a radius of 1. All right, now let's go ahead and trim this up. So I want to trim. Yeah, let's move this. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Let's go ahead and trim this up. And I'll trim the inside line there, and the inside. Oops, let's not trim that line. Let's go ahead and add a relation. I like to do it both ways. We'll add endpoint and the circle. We'll just make them coincident, and that lines that up. Now, notice the circle. We don't know where it's supposed to be right now. So let's go ahead and make another relation. So in relations, let's grab this line. And let's grab this line. And let's grab, oops, did I grab the center? No, I grabbed the line. So let's get rid of that line. Right click and delete that. Let's zoom in just a touch more. I'm going to grab the line, not the center point, but the line. And I'll grab the center of the circle. We don't want to grab the whole circle, it's the center of the circle. And we're going to make that intersection. It's the only other one besides fixed. We want that to be intersection. And there we have it. So that defines that. Oh, and one last thing we need to define. We're going to do smart dimension. And I'm going to go ahead and make this line 1/2 inch. Okay, and notice it's fully constrained. Now we'll do trim. This is an interesting trim because you actually have to trim the outside, or the inside and the outside of this guy. And there we go. Now I don't like this line there, so I'm going to move the dimension down here. Okay, so now all you have to do is do a little extrusion. So all features, extrude boss face. And again, I got to look at the dimension again to make sure. And here we go. Oops, what did I say? 3 1/4. So I'm going to extrude this guy 3 1/4. 3 space 1/4, or you can put in 3.25, of course. And then hit OK. All right, now what we want to do now, of course, is we want to cut this guy off. So I'm going to make a new sketch. I'm going to make sure it's sketch. I'm going to make sure it's in the front plane. So I like the triangle, the front plane. And I like to put it in the right view that I want to see. So let's go in the front plane. And oops, is that where I put it? All right, I'll make a line. Let's make sure. And I'll go grab this corner, and I'll grab this edge somewhere. Not on the center point. Then I'll right click and select. Of course, if I didn't do that, I could do add relation, grab the endpoint. Now let's just do that real quick. Let's get rid of this guy. I just click on it and delete, hit the delete button, and I'll move that out of the way. So again, if I didn't grab the corner point, all I have to do is click add relation, grab the endpoint, grab that intersection there, or that endpoint there, and then I'll just make it coincident. Oops. Yeah, make sure I make it. I grabbed the line and said, oh, I grabbed the line. Let's try that again. I'll just do Control-Z real quick. And I don't want the edge, so I'll right click and delete that guy. I want that point vertex. That's much better. And I'll make it coincident. And there we have it. So now I'll just do smart dimension. The angle here between this guy and this guy is 45. And then I'll just do cut extrude, or yeah, extruded cut. And notice that the top is going. And I'm going to use my middle mouse and see what it's going to cut. It's pointing out the other way. So let's go back this way through all. There we go. And then I'll hit OK. And it cuts it off. Beautiful. So now I'll save my drawing. And this is 7-56, I believe. Yep, 7-56. Now I already made this drawing once, so it'll probably tell me, hey, you got another one there. Yeah, I'm going to replace it. 76. Okay, now, of course, what we're going to do from here. Oopsie, I'll just hit the middle mouse as a button. But I want to move this out, so let's move over here. There we go. So I saved this guy up. Now I'm going to make a new drawing for part. And I don't want to open that file because I've already made it before. All right, so NCA, landscape, hit OK. And then I want the top and the front, so I'm going to go to drawing, model view, and hit the next over here. I want multiple views. I want the front and the top. That's all I want, just the front and top. I'll hit the hidden lines, and I'll use the sheet scale, which is good. All right, hit OK. Oops, there we go. They're there. I'll hit OK. And there we have it. I'll move this over to touch and a little bit up because I don't want the dimensions going into the title block. Go down a little bit. And then, of course, we'll just go to drawing. And we want to do auxiliary view. Okay. Now I could mention it before or after, doesn't really matter, but I'll leave the auxiliary view now. Grab the line that I want to be, and there it shows up. I'll put it over here. And again, I want to grab, make sure this A, I don't need to flip directions, I'll hit the OK. And now I want to make sure this line is 2 lines. I'll grab it over here. Again, I want to make sure this arrow is beyond the edge there. And now, just dimension. So I will go, quick, annotation, model items, entire model, all views, hit OK, and there we have it. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move this down a touch. I'll move this dimension over this way, and I'll actually line this dimension up that way, and just move it and it lines it up. This dimension here, I need to make sure I move the endpoint, so grab the endpoint to the endpoint, grab the endpoint on the bottom, move it to the endpoint, that way I have my gaps. I'll move this out just a touch to make sure it looks more beautiful. This guy looks pretty good, I'll move it there though, and that's about it, right? Almost done. Move this down just a bit. There we have it. All right, now, what's missing? Well, this 2, it tells us this height, but it doesn't tell us this width, and that's what we're missing, right? So I'll go ahead and, because we know it's the same as the other one, I'll go over here to dim text and do 2x space, so 2 capital X and then a space, and that takes care of the horizontal dimension. Oh, I moved it over, so let's move it back. I like it out a little bit better. Okay, that's good. Now, what else are we missing? Well, we have all the dimensions we need, but we don't know where the center is, at least not on the drawing. So what we have to do is make another annotation. And what we're going to do is actually go to Sketch, rather. Go to Sketch, and I'll zoom in here a bit. Okay, and what I want to do is make a center line that goes from this line out and from this line out, and that'll show me where the center is. So without any words or anything else, I'll go to click on line, go to center line. And I don't want it to be exactly on the edge. So I'm going to come over here, and notice that little dotted line shows up. So I'm going to come not quite to the edge, and then come here, and that goes to the center. That's the center circle. And this side here, again. Now, if I click this edge, and then I right click and select. Notice I'm zooming tighter even. This edge doesn't connect, and that's the way it should be, because we don't want the reader of the drawing to look at this and say, hey, is this the object line or is it a center line? I don't really know. So instead, we just make sure that if a center line or a hidden line is collinear to an object line, we want to make sure there's a little gap there. So since there's not on this one, I'll click on the line, and just like I do with the dimensions, I'm going to grab this guy. Now, I can't just grab and move that. It doesn't like that because this guy is coincident. So I'll have to click on it and delete it. And that takes away the coincident. And then I'll just grab this point here now, and I'll just move it up just a little bit. And there we have it. So now I just zoom back out. There we go. And I'll zoom in here to my title block. Right-click sheet 1. Come on, right-click sheet 1, or right-click sheet format 1. Come on, right-click, edit sheet format. And of course, I'll put in my title. So I'll put in my name, all caps. I'll double-click here in the date. And the date is 10/10. And I'll click on the title. And this is just a wedge, but I just put 7-56 again. And of course, I'll put in my own, my own design company, if you will, like it's spelled. And then you can put whatever you want there in terms of what your designer name is or your design company. Doesn't matter. It's for you, not for me. And then I'll come back out here and right-click sheet 1 format and edit the sheet. Zoom back out. And there we have it. Beautiful auxiliary view. If this hidden line hadn't shown up, that's because you didn't make the hidden line here show up. So just click back on your main view, your front view, and make sure this is selected. If you click on this view and it doesn't say parent style, or one of these guys is selected, click on parent style. And like I said, if you come back to the front view, make sure it's got hidden lines on, and then the hidden lines will be on everywhere. All right, there you have it. So let's go ahead and save this up. And we'll save all, yes, of course. And I'm just going to save it the same as it was before, and it'll ask me to replace it, so I'll say yes. And there you have it. Auxiliary view, 7-56, just a little edge here with a little, that's probably like a crown molding type thing. So anyway, there we have it. The last of our auxiliary view drawings. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Design with Miyoshi.